Let's make some biscuits and gravy. First thing we need is to cook up our sausage. This is chicken sausage that we've made ourselves. It's a mixture of ground chicken and beef fat, along with our seasoning mix. If you'd like a video on that, let me know and I can make one. It's so easy to make. I used 2 pounds of ground turkey, and then once it was done, I threw in a little extra beef fat or tallow into my pan, along with about a half a cup of flour to make a nice roux. Once that was done, I added in about a half gallon of milk, a nice big pinch of pepper, and then I stirred that up and brought it up to a slight boil and then turned it down to low, and I'll leave that to thicken up while I make the biscuits. And you guys, I am terrible at measuring things out, but really it's okay. You don't need to cook just by measurements. You can eyeball it. You might mess up a few times, but that's how you learn. Now, we are a large family, so I am feeding 6 children plus myself. So that is why I am making so much sausage gravy and biscuits. Now, here on the counter, I have a large amount of flour, probably 4 cups or so. And then I put in probably 4-ish tablespoons of baking powder, a big old pinch of salt, big old pinch of sugar, and now I'm just mixing that all up nice. Next, I'm gonna take some beef tallow. You could use cold butter or coconut oil or any sort of oil, but if you use a solid oil, it does make for a flakier biscuit, in my opinion. And you just need enough of whatever fat you're using to make your flour mixture like very crumbly, kind of like you would a pie crust. And you wanna mix that in really good. Now that that's all mixed in, we're gonna go ahead and start adding in our milk. And I add just a little bit at a time. Hopefully you will make yours less messy than I just did. But it's fine if it gets messy. But just keep adding in the milk until you've made a nice sort of solid dough. You do want it to be a little bit crumbly to achieve a nice flaky dough. Once you've formed a dough, kind of like this, see how it's solid, but it's still kind of falling apart a little bit? That is what you want. And now I'm just gonna flour my rolling pin, and I'm gonna roll this out just really roughly. And that's because I'm gonna tear it apart here to make layers. You know when you're eating a biscuit and it just kind of like peels off in layers? That is my favorite. So that is how I make my biscuits. First, you need to flour the top just like this. Then just go ahead and tear it. It does not need to be perfect, you guys, at all. And then layer it up. You could do as many layers as you want. I usually just do a rip and fold a few times until it looks totally messy like this. It's all good. Trust the process. And then roll her out again. Now you could use a cute cookie cutter here. You could use a biscuit cutter, but I cannot find my biscuit cutter or my cookie cutters, so I'm just gonna go ahead and slice it, which is fine. Now I do try to bring in the edges like this so I get a sort of even, rectangle. Just do your best. Nobody's gonna judge you. And then just go ahead and slice it up. Now in my pan, I did go ahead and I melted some tallow in the bottom. Yes, you guys, this is not a fat-free recipe by any means, but it is delicious. And my oven is already preheated to 450 degrees. So once you get them all on your cookie sheet, these are gonna go into the oven for about 10 minutes. Check them at 8 minutes, and kind of will depend on the size of your biscuits, but usually about 10 minutes. And here is Sophia. She was being so cute, setting the table so beautifully. And here's our biscuits. They smelled amazing. Look at that. So good. And I'm gonna attempt to show you how flaky they are, but they are so hot, obviously. I'm an idiot. But look at that. Oh, so good. You all, I hope you have a wonderful morning. And if you decide to have some biscuits and gravy, enjoy. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.